We've got you sitting in the green room of the Great Australian Bake Off, and I'm very grateful for your time today because I know you're pulling long days.
We're in the middle of filming, which is coming to Fox so early next year, and Maggie's in the green room next door, and Claire and Mel are here. So this is our 5th season of doing Bake Off, and I've been very busy. I'm actually filming all day, and then I'm going to the restaurants each night.
Let's just talk about Bathurst for a minute in relation to Orange and Mudgee, because, you know, as a restaurateur, as a chef, you know, obviously you would be highly aware of the reputation that Mudgee and Orange have. What's your take on Bathurst? What do you think are our strengths?
I can't see why Bathurst can't get a little bit of a food culture. I think regional tourism is going to boom. There's no question. And I think Bathurst is just going to be a boom town. I really do. Rockley, I saw an opportunity of a town that obviously used to have nearly 3,000 people that lived in it, and there's only 200 now. The viabilities of these little villages are the pubs. If you lose the pubs, you kind of lose the village, I think. I really want to sort of put it on a map to a certain extent by, you know, giving it some services and trying to create a bit of a food precinct. I'd love to, you know, build a bakery, build a general store, maybe a homeware stores, and get a lot more tourism out there during weekends. I think it's such a shame that a local in Rockley can't walk down on a Sunday morning to buy, you know, some fresh bread and croissants and coffee and milk. And I was only saying that to someone the other day. I think it's a service that it needs, and I have every intention not to gouge you know, people in that general store, and just make it a service, so you'd be able to buy milk, sugar, you know, bread. Maybe not bread, might be a little bit more expensive because it's going to be, you know, beautiful sourdough. I hope. I love baking. You know, I would love to. I know I'm rattling on a little bit, Marg, because I'm very passionate about it. Anyone that knows me that I'm very passionate.
It's all right. We need good tourism ambassadors. You knock yourself out. I know you are passionate about paddock to plate, and I was just curious how important you think the regions are to the, you know, the livelihoods or the, you know, the Sydney restaurateurs in terms of keeping those enterprises ticking.
Look, you know, that's one of the most important things to me, you know, and I'd love to sort of have a vehicle at Rockley where we can start to have some farmers markets and you know, showcase what is around us. I think a lot of people think of Bathurst and they think of racing. Is where I'd like to sort of help and turn around that a little bit, and try to make it a little bit of a more of a food sort of hub. What I would love to see about Bathurst is, you know, some more beautiful where Airbnb or sort of boutique-y sort of, you know, offerings, hotel, cafes, restaurants, because I really want to connect with what I'm doing out at Rockley back into Bathurst. You know, I'd love to see people that want to come out for a drive, not just for one night, 2 nights, but, you know, maybe 3 or 4 nights, and end up at Rockley for 1 or 2 nights, end up in Orange, Millthorpe, go to Tony's, back into Bathurst, and even Oberon, I think, you know, will benefit at some stage. Just
as you're so passionate about food, one of the reasons why I'm running for council is I'm really passionate about giving young people hope.
Yep.
And am I right in thinking that you left school at 14, 15?
I was very, very young. I was a very young 15-year-old, let's say that.
Okay. Yeah. Because I was just curious I mean, it's an extraordinary story that you've left school so early, and here you are with this, you know, empire, if you like, of restaurants. And it's a terrific story. And I was just wondering how, you know, what you would say to young kids who might be struggling at school at that age, or also whether there might be potentially employment opportunities for some of the local kids out.
Yeah. You know, one of the things is I'm not bringing everyone from Sydney. You know, obviously there'll be a couple of key people, so I'm going to need as many people locally and train. And you know, I would love to see Rockley grow, and I'd love to see people move there. And you know, I've got half a dozen friends that have been looking for properties around Rockley that want to have weekenders there. But I'd love people to actually move to the area, and any young kid that's coming through Rockley, you know, whether it's just you know, a kitchen hand job or whatever it is to begin with, you know, I'm all for that, you know, employment as much as I possibly can, because I know where I started. 2 things I always believe in: that's humility and generosity. Generosity, not just with money, but just with time. And humility is never forget where you came from, and never forget that you actually got given that first gig that you probably didn't deserve, and then you've done well. And when we do come out and we finally do open, I'll want as many staff as possible.
So just on that, what is the time frame? How's it all going?
We're hoping to sort of start by December, and we're hoping to open by Easter. That's stage one. So the restaurant, the accommodation upstairs, the beer garden, and the actual pub.
Excellent. Any plans for a nice snooker table in there, or pool table?
There's a pool table that I've left in there, and there's still a keg of beer that I've been living in the pub because I'm renovating the house at the farm. So my pool game's pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, well, so mine's pretty good too. So I might put out a challenge on that one.
Oh, there you go. I had a bit of a table moved into an outside room that I've got there, but I'm going to try and keep a bit of a games room and keep the pool table because I love pool myself. So yeah,
good on you. Well, listen, your enthusiasm is absolutely infectious, and it's just been a delight to meet you, such as it is, face to face, and look forward to crossing paths. And I just wish you every success out there, Matt. It's so wonderful for the Bathurst region.
Good. I'm very excited by it, and can't wait to meet all the locals. I've met quite a few of them already. Whenever I'm there, they always pull over and say, "Matt, when's it opening? Can't wait for a beer. You've got to have a good pie." And that's with the country bakery. I think country bakeries, you've got to have a good vanilla slice. You've got to have a good finger bun. You've got to have a good pie, good sausage roll, and good bread. So that's what I'm going to hopefully bring to it.
Excellent. Well, thanks again for your time, and good luck with the bake off. And we'll talk to you down the track.
No worries. Thanks, Margaret.